Welcome to Santa Rosa, a California city with a hidden past. Here, among the multi-storied businesses and national retail outlets, the adventurous person can trace Santa Rosa's distinguished and varied architectural past. A homogeneous blend of 19th and 20th century architecture combined with a civic attitude that fosters preservation truly makes Santa Rosa the city designed for living. Santa Rosa has been an urban center since the beginning of California's American period in the 1850s, and throughout the town is a hidden city recording this long history. One of the most obvious but very subtle elements are the very streets themselves, the urban form of Santa Rosa. Just as much as the buildings, these streets are pointers in time to the very earliest beginnings of the city. Santa Rosa grew outward from the points where the Indian trails following Santa Rosa, Spring, and Matanzas Creeks converged. This intersection was marked for centuries by Indian villages, and from the 1850s by a public plaza donated by Julio Carrillo, owner of the Rancho Cabeza de Santa Rosa, the rancho upon which Santa Rosa stands, and Barney Hone, first developer of Santa Rosa. The original town site was a square parcel of 140 acres served by 60-foot streets. Streets and lots fanned out over the Santa Rosa plain. The strategic geographic location of Santa Rosa brought vigorous growth, and it quickly became the business and professional center of a growing agricultural and lumbering county. This vigorous commerce was enhanced by the rail network that came to town in the 1870s, connecting Santa Rosa with nearby communities and the nation. While horses and carriages still characterized the rural and agricultural nature of the town, they soon shared the streets with busy trolley lines that threaded the city, carrying citizens, goods, and merchants throughout the town and out as far as McDonald Avenue and Sebastopol. By the turn of the century, the town presented a picture of quiet contrasts, with farming and rural serenity easily blending with the eager promise of a developing city. This tranquility was abruptly interrupted early one morning in 1906 when one of California's strongest earthquakes shattered the town and its people. Many buildings that weren't destroyed by the tremors were burned to the ground by the ensuing fires, and this event reshaped the face of Santa Rosa forever. By the time the earthquake struck, Santa Rosa was already the site of a rich variety of building styles, and the rebuilding effort brought forth a fresh harvest of architecture from the ruins. The major elements of these architectural styles persist even now, and the hidden city of today is a mirror in time of Santa Rosa's cultural heritage. Santa Rosa has always been a governmental place, and the people have proudly built their civic buildings around architecture that speaks of the importance of the city to its surrounding communities. 2 courthouses were built and demolished in what is today the Courthouse Square, and the governmental styles such as gable roofs and classical columns continue to show up generation after generation. The style, called the Classic Revival, is masterfully illustrated by these penimented gables and fancy eave brackets on the Metzger home in the St. Rose district. The penimented gable is the triangular roof form which was originally copied from the Greek architects. Classic architecture has been a strong element of design continuity over time and has been used for residences such as Luther Burbank's home, as well as churches, government buildings, and even modern commercial buildings. The Gothic style of medieval times was used in an attempt to create the grand cathedral look in everyday buildings such as churches, houses, and schools. Santa Rosa High School, built in 1924 by local architect William Fulton Herbert, is an excellent example of the Gothic style. Here we see gargoyles poised as fearsome sentries in the fascia, so typical of the style and its medieval origins. Strong evidence of Gothic architecture is also given by steeply pitched roofs and pointed arches, design features found in many homes as well as public buildings. Another example of medieval-inspired style is the Queen Anne. Queen Anne's always use non-symmetrical forms in their construction, and architects will go to great pains to avoid plain, geometric shapes in their designs. Thus, Queen Anne's are marked by rounded turrets, jutting bay windows, and patterned shingles for decoration. While the turret is often the most striking element in homes with this design, it is not mandatory, and the basic design can be employed in simpler forms. The enduring popularity of the Queen Anne theme is shown by its widespread use even today in new construction. Somewhat in contrast to the Queen Anne, American colonial revival and Georgian-style buildings are usually distinguished by symmetrical forms. Bold white columns often stretch to the roofline on the porches of these homes, reflecting a traditional American theme of solid integrity. Often this type of building will feature a fancy entryway and fanlight above the door as a part of the gracious appeal of the style. The Dutch gambrel roof, as well as the symmetrical English cottage, were transported from New England and the South, bringing yet another element of style and taste to Santa Rosa. Further interest in our American heritage can also be seen in the Mission and Spanish Revival styles that evolved when Californians discovered the Spanish traditions of our state. The Native Sons building, erected in 1907, is the only building built originally for a fraternal organization left in Santa Rosa. It was once one of many grand lodge halls that served the city in bygone years. The Spanish architectural revival was a mark of the Romantic response to California's history of missions and ranchos, and was the beginning of a California building style that gradually evolved into ranch styles of the 1940s and 50s. Santa Rosa has also shown architectural creativity throughout the years. For example, the stick Eastlake designs of the 1880s blended decorative trusses, exposed rafter ends or brackets, raised trim, ornate braces on the porches, and spindles on the railings. Many California bungalow houses, built between 1900 and 1930, look exactly as they did the day they were built. Cozy, inviting verandas and a low roofline are the marks of this style, and many recent arrivals to the state sent back portraits taken in front of a bungalow to describe their new life in California. The Art Deco of the 1930s features soft or rounded corners, stucco, horizontal grooved bands, and an overall streamlined shape. The look seemed futuristic in the 1930s and still seems to be beckoning us into a more progressive era. In contrast to Art Deco are Santa Rosa's stone structures. Italian stonemasons quarried basalt stone at Annandale Farms and created a number of exceptional basalt stone buildings in the area, such as the original Carnegie Library. Many of these buildings still exist, like the Hotel La Rose, the Western Hotel, the Northwestern Pacific Railroad Depot, and the beautiful St. Rose Church. Over the years, these buildings have become a part of Santa Rosa's architectural heritage, each a testimony to the creative energy of those who have gone before. Walking the streets of Santa Rosa, you are walking down the streets of history. Sometimes the efforts of past generations are very visible. Sometimes only the memory remains. The past lives of several generations can be glimpsed through the character of a people, preserved through the style of homes they chose and the materials they used. To the discerning eye, Santa Rosa has preserved the essence of its history, and much remains to uncover, preserve, and enjoy. Come with us now, and you will discover the hidden city revealed.